Hello, my lovely audience. Welcome to the show. We are on Trends of Fashion. We are at the Dance Institute. So we are having the best qualified analyst with us. We'll be dealing with the fashion trends in Africa and in Kenya. So we will be discussing more about whatever is happening in the field of fashion. So in right direct, we go into the introduction part of our guest. So we have the best analyst with us. So can you take the chance to introduce yourself?
Okay, thank you. Hi, my name is Ivy. I'm a fashion design trainer. Yes, and thank you for having me.
Okay, welcome. So today we are speaking about the trends of fashion and how fashion is promoting the society and whatever is happening in the society in the course of fashion. So we start with, I can say like, in people say, like beauty lies in the eyes of the beholder, neither is fashion. Because you find people, there are people who see you're beautiful and others see you're not beautiful. And other people, you can dress a fashion and people see that it's good, others see it's bad. Okay, so what can you describe fashion? What is fashion?
So basically, fashion is dressing according to how you feel like, eh? There are these days that you wake up in the morning and you feel like I don't want to dress up. So the moment you step out, whatever you're putting on is basically fashion. Fashion is dressing someone, eh?
Okay.
So when you're going for an event, you sit down and analyze what am I going to wear. You can't wear jeans to a wedding, right?
Yes.
So fashion is, first of all, dressing according to how you feel like. Then secondly, is dressing to impress. So I will dress up in a dress, in a skirt to impress other people. In as much as we are covering up, yes, you can't walk naked.
Yes.
So fashion is important in every angle of life. You can't walk naked. We have to have fashion. Eh? This is something that we cannot do without. Eh? So it is basically dressing up a person, simple.
Okay, fashion is a form of self-expression.
Yes.
Okay, what if people are expressing themselves in a bad way? Because we see in the community, somebody has wore a short dress. It's a form of fashion. A short dress. When they come out here, we see like they are disrespecting the elderly, and people see it as a bad virtue. How do you say that?
So basically, as I have just said, yeah, fashion is an expression of how you feel.
Yes.
So for that person to come in a short dress, deep down that is how they feel like. Eh? Maybe they want to create attention. They are calling out. They want to say, this is how I am feeling. I'm going through a challenge. Because most of the times these people have issues. Eh?
Yes.
And I'm not per se saying that it is a bad thing. It is our culture that dictates that it is a bad thing to wear short dresses. Because for us, we've been raised in an African setting. We wear long dresses. Our parents and our grandparents used to wear long dresses. For us now, we've come with the new trends. We are copying the contemporary fashion, which is in the developed countries, for lack of a better word. Eh?
Yes.
So that is what people are now using. Now, for this person who is wearing short dresses, quote unquote, because short is also relative. Short to you is long
Yes.
to me.
Yes.
But for this person who is really exposing themselves deep down, they're trying to pass a message which can't be expressed through words. That's why I'm telling you, fashion is an expression of who you are. So I dress according to how I feel like. Eh?
Okay.
At the end of the day, we usually say my dress, my choice, right?
Yeah.
So I am dressed according to how I feel like. And if this is decent to me, then it is decent.
Okay, so you're on the positive side of fashion, or that anything can be possible. Okay, so in everything that is started, like in everything that happens, there must be a starter. Like there must be the beginner person, there must be this special person also, there must be good fashion. Who is the beginner, or who is the first designer?
Oh, the first designer,
Yes.
there is a man called Charles Frederick. He's the one who came up with fashion trends that we see right now. So in the olden days, people used to wear clothes, but clothes were just basically to cover up your nakedness.
Yes.
It didn't have any style. They were just things that were joined together. And you can understand at that time it was you can't even call it the colonial era.
Yeah.
People were focused on life issues, not how they look like. So this guy, Charles, he comes up with an idea. He says that I want to make garments. He hired people, he made garments, gave them to model with them. People saw that, oh, gowns and dresses can be made in a nice way. So he came up with the fashion industry. He built up the fashion industry. What we call right now, couture fashion.
Couture fashion.
Yes. So this is high-end dressing. That is called couture fashion. So that is where fashion began.
Okay.
But you can also say fashion began with God. He also created Adam and Eve. They sinned. They became naked. So they started creating garments. That's where fashion began initially.
Okay.
Yes.
So it started in the after the
Yes.
living of human beings.
Yes.
Okay. So are there types of fashion?
Yes, there are.
Which are the types?
There is the contemporary, that I've said that is what we are modern.
Yes.
There are other medieval era, that is like the eras of the 70s, 60s, 50s. We saw people wearing very wide gowns, very wide pants, and there's now what we are wearing right now, that is contemporary fashion. This is fashion trends. They just evolve. Yeah? What was worn in the 90s, 70s is what is being evolving right now. Like right now, you can see people have gone back to wearing bell bottoms. They were called bell bottoms at those eras, but it is a bell bottom with a nice twist that makes it look good for someone right now.
Yes.
Yeah. So those are just some simple examples.
Okay. So when you say in the types of piece fashion, we find my research was there is this haute couture. This haute couture, which is that?
That is the medieval era. That is what I mean.
Medieval era.
Yeah.
Like I don't understand. Can you explain it further?
So for medieval era,
yeah.
Most of the Africans here, we have what will I say now? We have adapted to the whites' way of dressing. So the medieval era was these people in England, US, they used to wear gowns, most especially for ladies who came from who came from royal families.
Yes.
They used to wear gowns that were very slim on their bellies, and very wide. That was what was classified as fashion at that time, because people used to look up to these people. The other people were peasants. Peasants used to wear only anything that was found. But for these people, they took their time. They had seamstress. Seamstress are people who make garments. They had seamstress. They make for them custom-made garments because they could afford it. Plus, they were the people who were looked up to in the society. Yes.
Okay, what about the ready-to-wear clothes? Which are those clothes?
So ready-to-wear garments are garments that are produced with a standard size.
Yep.
When you go to the market right now, you'll find a size 12, size 16. They are produced, first of all, patterns are made. There's something called pattern drafting in garment making,
yes,
or in the fashion industry. Patterns are made, they're developed, Then garments are cut. Different types of garments, different sizes. Then they are made ready to wear. They are stitched and they are distributed into the shops, ready for a person to wear. That is where you walk into a boutique and you find a garment that is size 12. Maybe you're a size 12. You find a size 12 that fits you and you go home with it.
So, in my life, all my life, I've been buying ready-to-wear clothes.
Yes, you've been buying ready to wear.
So,
only in the instance that you go to a designer and you tell them, I want you to make for me a certain garment. Now that one is a custom-made garment.
okay.
But the ones that you buy in the boutique, those are ready to wear.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so what about androgynous flapper style? I found that androgynous flapper style, maybe those big clothes.
It's a way of expression. You see now, for the fashion industry,
Yes.
there are garments that are made that they are not necessarily worn in the outside world. They are only worn on the runways. And these garments are usually an expression of a certain. The designer comes up with a theme, and then they call like what we've been doing today. The theme behind today was off-shoulder. So you come up with an event and a theme. For these androgynous garments, they are garments that cannot be worn outside the normal setting. They're also called avant-garde. You only make garments, creative wear garments that are used on the runway only, for the runway purposes, for the fashion modeling purposes only.
Yes.
Yes.
You cannot wear them outside.
Not really,
Yes.
considering they have been made with materials that are not very comfortable to wear. They're just an expression according to the theme of the designer.
Okay, so even the designer have come up with situation like they are making tomboy fashion and unisex. How is that happening?
It is happening because of how our society is evolving. Right now, truth be told, people are. I think this is a very sensitive topic.
Yes.
We have homosexuals, and it is open.
Yes.
So, for the designers, you want to be in business, and these people are your customers.
Yes.
What will you do? You adapt. So you're making garments for all the people. There are people who are there who openly they proclaim. You see, it's a very sensitive topic in an African setting. They proclaim.
Yes.
But for me, I am a designer. I'm here to please my clients. My client is always right. So if this person comes and tells me, I want this, or I observe in the society, this is what is going on, definitely, I'll go into that side of the business. Because I also want to make money at the end of the day.
Okay. So what can we say? Okay, we have the machines here. Okay. Which is the name you use like as a sewer and this machine, and as a designer or a fashionista? What do you call this machine? I mean,
these are called sewing machines.
okay.
Sewing, eh?
Sewing.
And the person who uses them is called a seamstress, not a sewer, a seamstress.
Oh,
Seamstress.
thank you.
Yes.
Okay. There have been an ironic. It is ironic when I can say it's not even ironical to not only me, but to the society of a lot of boys and men out here, because we take our clothes to
Seamstress.
Yes, thank you. So we take our clothes to that person, and this, let's say the needle part, you see, doing like this, then the clothes are already made. You are like, how?
It's a work of art.
Like, how does it work?
Maybe we can show you through demonstration. That would be the easiest way
Yes.
to see.
We can get a demo of some little minutes.
It's okay.
Yes.
Yeah. So
Because
if you can allow us,
yeah.
we'll have a representation.
Yeah, okay, we can continue, then we'll make it as a
Yeah.
short one.
Okay.
So, okay, we stand on the rise, and we can say that we'll go for a short commercial break. Then we'll come back with whatever is happening now in Kenya as a fashionista and as a fashion and art in Kenya. So back to you, my viewers, people who are listening to us, people who are following us via the Tanz Institute. So we are going for a short commercial break. We'll be back in a moment. Good. Hello, my lovely audience. We are back for the second session. It's at the Tanz Institute, where we are having the trends of fashion with us. Okay, so right now we are having a seamstress with us. So we are going to get an interpretation of how the machine works. So you may have your opportunity now. Okay, so share this for us how the machine is working.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what she's doing is basically
Yes.
doing a straight stitch. So she's running the machine, using the balance wheel to start the machine, and pedaling using her feet. Eh? And then she's just doing a straight stitch, a simple straight stitch to create an open seam. It's just simple.
So that's how clothes are made.
Yes.
Oh.
This is the beginning point of every garment. You have to use seams while you're creating garments. They usually first are pieces of fabric,
Yep.
then they are joined together to create garments. Yes.
Okay, I've not understood what are seams are, but what are seams?
Seams are when two fabrics are joined together. We come up with something that is called a seam. When you check the sides of your garments, where there's a joining of a garment of fabrics, that is called a seam.
Seam or seam?
Seam. S-E-A-M.
Okay.
Seam.
So when thank you.
Yes.
So thank you for the moment. Okay, now we go back to our questions.
Okay.
We are Do the Kenyan government support the art and design of designers?
Yes and no. Both. Since we have liberty to come up with companies as designers. That is a plus for us from the government. But there is also the issue of second-hand garments, which are they are imported in bulk, and for most of the people in Kenya, they are middle-class people. They sometimes tend not to afford custom-made garments. Yes. So that is a way of killing the industry. Plus, most of the production farms, they are dead now in our country. They have not been revived. That is one way the government is not helping us as an industry. Yes. But if they revive these industries, definitely the fashion industry will grow, since we'll have the materials found here locally, because yes. Most of the materials we import, we will find them locally and at a cheaper price, therefore making the garments cheaper.
Okay. Yes. So my big question is, we have seen, you have said local ones, like people are not affording the local ones because they are quite expensive. Mm-hmm. But we see people with money going to Italy to buy suits that cost them millions of money just to buy one suit. And they leave a lot of suits, and we have best designers in Kenya.
That's an issue of patriotism, I should say. Since most of the people in the society, especially Kenyans, we think things that are imported are better than. That is why you hear somebody say, this one I got it from London, I got it from the US. Yes. Because people will think that you're high.
About social pride.
Yes, it's about social class. So it's not about what we make, because we produce good stuff in Kenya. We have great designers. The only issue is that status. Who are you in the society? Yes. What are you wearing? When you say you're wearing from Kenya, buy Kenya, build Kenya has not really, I just think in our system.
Yes.
So we are yet to get there, but we are making that progress.
Okay.
Yes.
So what are the advantages and disadvantages of design art? We start with the advantages.
Advantages.
Yes.
We get new trends of garments. There's employment opportunities for people. There's also opportunity for people to grow. That is expanding there in the way, fashion is an art.
Yes.
So the way we think, when you're doing this course, you have to be very creative. So it brings room for growth for people and to open up your mind to create better things so that you can be acceptable even in the outside world.
Yes.
And that's an advantage. We're also creating revenue for our country at the end of the day. When you're creating employment, you're creating revenue for our country. When you produce more people who are in these industries, even the companies in our country, they grow as well, because there is the need for people to wear clothes, like it or not. So definitely when people are being produced from the schools, from the apprentices, from people's shops, we create employment and opportunities for government to get revenue.
Okay. Yes. So what about the disadvantages? Everything that has an advantage has a disadvantage.
Well, the only disadvantage I can say in this industry is pleasing customers with what you make. Because there's that challenge. You find that you're making garments and this customer gave you a specific specification for his or her own garment, and maybe you did not meet what they wanted, because it's also hard to express what you're thinking and to someone, and for that person to create what you want, because at the end of the day you're the one who is thinking, it's not them. So that is definitely a challenge for us.
Okay. Do you think the government can make it simpler by producing these locally materials for designers, for it to be affordable even for the common mwananchi?
Yes, that is why I started by saying if they can revive the cotton industry, the cottage industry in our country, yes, then definitely production will be very cheap in our country, and garments will be very affordable.
Okay. In other ways, how are there ways that the government could better and promote the fashion industry to generate revenue?
Yes, there are ways. By reducing licenses, there's so much cost when you want to create a company. By reducing these licenses, by making it easy for me, most especially for the youth now, to access these Or better still, if they can give the youth loans to start businesses and give them a period of like 3 years to repay this amount, people will have the capital to start these businesses. Yes.
So it's all about licenses. So license and materials of the cotton fabric.
Yes. In capital.
Yeah. Capital.
Yes.
Capital, how should the government help in the area of capital?
Like what I've just said, loans.
Loans?
Yes. The government loans right now are very low. You only given 100,000 if you are 10 people. And if you divide that up, it's only 10,000. 10,000 is not even enough for the licenses that are there. So if they reduce the licenses and they give loans to people and give them a grace period of around 3 years, by the time it's 3 years, this person will have already generated the loan back and created more money for themselves to run the business.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, where do you see the future of fashion in years to come?
Well, this is a very lucrative industry. In like 5 years to come, we'll produce the best of the best, best brands in Kenya. We have brands in the outside world, like the Chanel, Gucci. We'll have Kenyan brands like Vivo Activewear. These are brands that are in Kenya that are picking up. Yes, you will hear great things. House of Susan, House of Nyakio, things that will grow in our country.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, okay, where do you see the future of fashion as a tutor in Petans Institute?
Well, this is a very, very nice place to be, and I've insisted because we have world-class training for these people, and training that matches up to what is outside the world. We just don't train theoretically, we train practically for this person to be holistic in the outside world and be able to cope with the outside trends. Yes.
So, for our professional here,
yes,
when they go there outside, we are expecting them to be the best professional out there.
Definitely first of all, with passion, you will make it. So when we train them here, we give them quality training, and now adding on to their passion, they will definitely make it in the outside world.
Okay, so which are the challenges you get when you are using these machines? Which are the challenges?
Okay, with anything that is made by hands, definitely there will be that wear and tear. So these machines at one point will break down. Yeah, they will cause your work to stall.
Yes.
But that is something that can be handled with technicians. Yes, you can handle that and create and recreate them.
What about the health issue? Because you can this needle prick someone?
Yes, it can.
So it's that dangerous?
Yes, it is. That is why you are also taught to be careful. You just don't stitch and forget your hand, because there are rules in the fashion industry and in the fashion workshops. So when a student comes in, these are things that are stipulated to them. This is what you should observe. When you're stitching, take care of your hand, use something that is protective, or better still, avoid distractions for you not to stitch yourself. Because the moment maybe in the fashion workshop, you're using your phone and you're at the same time stitching, you will definitely stitch your fingers.
I thought it's protection, like it's protection hazard, yes. I can see that, but it's okay. So thank you for your time. Thank you for everything. We have enjoyed the show. So I will give you 3 minutes to sell your manifesto about Petans, about anything you do about Petans, anything on fashion, where people can find you on social media handles, people can ask you questions over there. Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much. So at Petans College, we offer fashion and design training. That is in a diploma in fashion and design. We also have tailoring. We have event decor. We also have garment making and interior design. This entails making of garments, production of home furnishings, creation and decoration of events. So you're welcome. You who is watching us online, you're welcome to join us. We have a campus here in Limuru, we have a campus in Kiambu, and we offer quality training for every student who works here. We also encourage clients to come, and when you come, you get discounts for joining us, most especially this intake of November and December. You'll definitely get a discount, and you can find us on Facebook, Petans Institute. Facebook. That is Petam's Technical College on Facebook. There you can send your questions, your inquiries about the fashion industry, and someone will be there to get back to you.
Okay, what about your social media handles?
My social media handles.
Your social media.
You can get me on Facebook, Nyakio Ivy.
Yes.
You can also email me, nyakioivy3@gmail.com. Yes.
So thank you. Okay, I'll finish up to my viewers with a quote that says, you can have anything in life if you dress for it. So we'll be going for at the end of the show, but we'll show you the best we have, the best fashionistas in town. So thank you for watching. We love you guys. See ya.